From awkward silences to fiery meltdowns, these are the moments when celebrities had enough and clapped back hard.
2021, you consider to run for governor of the state of Texas. Do you think political office is in your future? Can you see that?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you think you would get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is playing a game that I'm not interested in playing. To give you a direct statement right there.
But not every celebrity keeps it that cool. When UFC CEO Dana White took the mic at a post-fight press conference, a reporter stepped up, subtly accusing White of giving his athletes too much freedom to speak their minds.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say.
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm
free speech. I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want.
Speaking of UFC, fighter Ronda Rousey shut things down just as hard when a reporter tried to rope her into a debate about gender pay gaps in sports. Her response was calm, sharp, and absolutely brutal in its clarity.
We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
Paris Hilton had been asked plenty of awkward things before, but when the interviewer brought up Kim Kardashian and suggested Paris was being overshadowed by her former assistant, the tension in the room shifted.
Do you worry at times that the people who have followed in your footsteps, like Kim Kardashian, are overshadowing you?
No, not at all.
There's been some talk about the ratings in the show being low. Has that upset you?
No.
Never a feeling of, do you ever worry about your moment having passed? You want to wrap up?
When I was curious about one thing going back to...
What followed was a long, heated conversation with Hilton and her publicist.
Well, I don't want all this being used.
And that wasn't the only time a celebrity let their silence speak louder than words. When rock legend Gene Simmons was sitting alongside his longtime partner Shannon Tweed during an interview with Joy Behar, things were going smoothly until Joy asked him the one question that changed everything.
How's your back, Gene?
My back is good. My schmeckle, not so much.
That's very nice of you to joke about.
It's a joke. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Rude.
She's done with you.
It's so rude for you to joke about it.
I was just joking because she's a comedian.
Here, these back on. It suits you.
Thanks for the question.
I'm sorry. You're blaming it on me? Don't put this on me. This is all yours.
You did the entire setup. Please come back here.
You know what? No, you joke about it, and it's not funny.
Well, I'm trying to make you feel a little more comfortable.
So it's possible that she's done with you, Jane. How do you feel about it?
Well, I hope not.
You hope not.
Please come back.
Shannon, you want to come back? She doesn't. She's mad. She's mad.
I'm tired.
Good setup, Joyce.
Don't blame me for this. So I thought it was you were kidding, and I see that you were not.
No.
So it's not a pretty...
Shannon, come back.
She's mad because you made a joke about it.
I was trying to lighten the mood, and
She was not having it.
Yeah.
When 50 Cent shared the biggest check of his career from his sneaker deal with Reebok, the reaction he got was anything but admiration.
What was that amount that you've seen, the biggest check that you've seen?
In one piece?
Yeah.
I got over my entire time with RBK, I got about $80 million out of it.
That's depressing.
This guy.
For you.
And you still working? Huh? And you still working?
Yeah, like I mean, look, for me,
What's wrong with you?
Don't say anything, look, you know what you look. My son's mom used to talk to me like that. That's why I don't talk to her no more.
When Mike Tyson sat down for an interview in 1999, reporters were eager to question his comeback. But what they got instead was a front row seat to Tyson's unfiltered rage.
Mike, Francois Botha, 6-1 underdog. Are there any concerns on your part?
I don't know anything about that. I don't know nothing about numbers. I just know what I can do.
How about
kill this mother?
Okay. How about the 19 months off?
What about it? What about it?
Does it pose any problem to you?
We'll see. I doubt it seriously.
You take into the ring a lot of rage. For example, rage against Evander Holyfield worked against you.
Well, it. It's a fight. So whatever happens, happens.
Mike, why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station.
You know what? I think we'll end the discussion right now.
Then we could.
You got it. Have a nice fight, Mike.
Off.
Conor McGregor is known for trash talk, knockouts, and confidence that borders on chaos. But during one interview, things took a turn the moment the questions got too personal.
So what is it that he did that disrespected you that got you to dislike him?
This is not a therapy session.
Well, no, but you
you
accused him of starting this, right?
I said what I said. He spoke my name out of turn.
He spoke your name out of
turn. He should have kept his mouth shut. He should have given me my credit for what I have done for this division. I made this division. Without me, the division is nothing.
When UFC middleweight champ Sean Strickland was asked by a reporter with a politically charged question during a press conference, he launched a verbal assault that left the room stunned.
People like you have weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of and the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your shit you're peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Chicks have the world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could school. I don't want my kids being taught about their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy's enemy. You want to look at enemy to our world? It's that right there, asking these stupid questions.
Kurt Russell has been around long enough to spot a trap from a mile away. So when the hosts of The View tried to box him in with a loaded question about gun control, Russell didn't flinch. Instead, he calmly peeled back the layers of the setup and then shut it down with razor-sharp precision.
Recently, you made some headlines for saying that you felt gun control laws wouldn't deter terrorists. Explain to folks.
Well, these are these things where, first of all, I was in a situation, we do what we call the dog and pony.
Right.
We're out doing the dog and pony selling a picture. And you get sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda. And that's I think that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day.
The question was designed to spark controversy, maybe even get him to walk it back. But Russell wasn't about to play the media's game.
The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching. So having said that, no, I was kind of asked to put it in context somehow with this movie. My personal feeling is that there's a big difference between Fantasyland and reality. Fantasyland is what we do. You're either writing something, writing a song, writing a book, doing a movie, doing a television show. That's Fantasyland. And that's where that stuff belongs. In reality, when we're dealing with things like terrorism and whatnot, we're all going to have different opinions on how to do it and how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Mine happens to be that I think there's a very strong reason Founding Fathers had for the Second Amendment.
Denzel Washington doesn't raise his voice to make a point. When a reporter tried to stir the pot by asking if race relations had improved, he answered with a level of clarity that cut deeper than any outburst could.
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
no, nobody, none. The word would be.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not gonna have this conversation unless you say it.
Why do you want me to
They're
say it?
gonna bleep it when you say it on your show.
but-
Say it.
I can't say it. If I say it, this question it won't make air.
Okay, forget it.
Okay, I'll skip it. Sorry, guys. It was a good question.
No, it wasn't.
It was a great question.
It wasn't a great question if you can't say the word.
Tim Allen has made a career out of pushing the edge in comedy, but these days that edge comes with a warning label. So when he was asked about political correctness in stand-up, Allen didn't sugarcoat his frustration.
What I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah. Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, but just don't say it. I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words I really got from my parents. Yeah. You know, they said this stuff and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, even if you go watch the movie Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God, forget
You
it.
can't even watch that without looking around in your own room.
It was supposed to be a standard interview, but when Machine Gun Kelly was asked how fatherhood had shaped his artistry, the energy in the room shifted.
How has being a father inspired you as an artist?
I'd say I did a lot of. Dude, I've done this so many times. Dude, can we just? I don't want to do an interview, man. Can we just like? I don't.
MGK.
Like, I want to let my music speak for me. I don't have to say. I've been saying for years, dude. Like, man, y'all don't listen. Like, listen to my songs.
MGK.
Of all the celebrity meltdowns ever caught on camera, few are as unforgettable as Kanye West's explosive interview on Shade 45. He was there to talk about fashion, his beef with Nike, and breaking into the design world. But when host Sway Calloway suggested Kanye could just do it himself without corporate backing, things imploded.
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Kanye.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what
You
more
ain't
than
got.
me? Come on, chill out.
You
bro.
ain't got the
Kanye,
answers.
relax.
You ain't got the
Bro,
answers.
I'm asking you
You
a
ain't been doing
question.
the education.
The studio went silent, except for Kanye, who wasn't done. He ranted about investing millions of his own money.
You ain't spent $13 million of your
I
own
know
money
you're
trying to
absolutely
empower
right.
yourself.
Yes, but I spent hundreds of thousands and putting out clothing lines at a smaller degree. All I'm asking you,
And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph
but
level.
Let me ask you this: I'm asking
What's the
you,
name of your clothing line? We don't know.
Kanye,
you know what I'm saying?
Because I lost money, but that's not
Exactly, and I could lose money on a higher level too.
And that's
Don't
what I'm
think
asking
just
you.
because don't think because I got the most or the least money.
Let me finish my question, dog.
Man, man.
Let me hear the question.
You don't have
man.
the answers.
I'm asking you for the answer. It's a question.
Sway stayed cool, barely flinching. But Kanye was on fire, going from designer drama to full-blown personal outburst in seconds.
The thing is, the bottom line is,
man, all
everybody,
I'm saying, you ain't got to turn up like you ain't got to. No, hold up. You
ain't no
Hey,
hold
man,
up.
Listen, bro.
Ain't no hold up.
It ain't got to be no hold up. I'm asking you a question.
Ain't no hold up.
I'm asking you a
Ain't
question.
no hold up.
What do you mean it ain't no hold up, man? We here talking as civilized people. I'm trying to understand your world because when I go to your concert, I'm curious about what you're saying. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you the questions.
Well, I'm explaining to you what it
Okay,
is.
but you ain't got to turn up on me man to man, dog. Fuck these mics. We could turn all this shit off. You ain't got to do this. It's cool. I love you, bro. But you ain't got to turn up. Don't try to embarrass us.
Where are we in the United States of America in race relations and what you see from day to day in your life?
God knows I have been nothing but blessed. My whole path, these 33 years have been nothing but a blessing. I have never, never is a strong word, I've never dealt with racism, and I'm glad I didn't have to. I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism. That's what I thought that was.
Lil Wayne has never been one to hold back, but even fans weren't ready for how he responded when cornered by a loaded question about race.
There was a lot of backlash from people about that. Would you change it, what you said, or you still feel the same way?
Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matters.
He ended our interview angrily.
I ain't no politician.
Lil Wayne is in the business of making music, not apologies.